December 2011, South Korea's Channel A launches a new program. It was a hybrid, part talk show,
오늘의 주제는 북한의 황금기 1970년대입니다.
part talent show,
모델 한 명 뽑습니다.
자, 먹지 말고 피부에 양보하세요.
part beauty contest.
얼굴에서 빛이 나는데요? 지금 반짝반짝.
The only prerequisite, contestants had to be defectors from North Korea.
그 전에는 이제 북한
There's never been a program about North Korea before. North Korea was only ever seen through the news, which kept talking about nuclear issues, the North Korean army, how poor North Korea is. That was it. For the first time, Now My Way to Meet You showed the real story of how North Korean people live, their culture.
지금도 기억나는데 진짜 그 노래만 들으면 지긋지긋해요. 지근데.
It has helped break down prejudices. I think the program prepares us for unification.
자, 여기서부터 알았지.
It was the beginning of a trend. South Korean channels, eager to find a different lens through which to present North Korea, could finally break away from the usual portrayals of famine and human rights abuses and add an element of entertainment.
The question of whether they break down prejudices or reinforce them is difficult. The fact of the matter is they mostly do both simultaneously. They certainly seek to convey information about North Korea. There's a very famous song. A young boy appears on North Korean TV singing this song. And then one of the panelists on one of these shows will sing the song in a way that mimics that North Korean boy's singing style. So in the editing suite or in some of the ways they are framed, they have the tendency to reinforce some prejudices as well.
The original intention of those programs was to depict the harmonious future of a unified Korea by showing how well defectors integrate into South Korean society. But they mostly show young women describing their struggle to defect from North Korea.
중국에 와가지고 그 인신매매죠.
친구의 친구가.
This gives South Koreans a distorted impression of defectors, and it creates prejudices about the country.
70% of North Korean defectors are women, and the ones that find themselves on TV often end up reinforcing a cultural stereotype that beautiful North Korean women are the best partners for South Korean men.
잘하네. 앞으로 계속 시켜야 되겠어.
In shows like Love Unification, young North Korean women are paired with South Korean men who proceed to instruct them on the ways of the modern, developed country in which they now live. The messaging is less than subtle, and it conforms to the South Korean nationalistic narrative that North Korea is the weaker female nation that needs protecting by the stronger, more masculine South.
466입니다.
The concern is that such a caricatured, immature and objectified image of these women is then extended to all North Korean defectors and to the North Korean population in general. So South Koreans may end up looking down on North Koreans or thinking we can treat them carelessly.
There's another issue that doesn't help with the perception of North Koreans. On occasion, some defectors' testimonies have been sketchy and inconsistent. Park Yeon-mi is a defector who became a celebrity after a run on Now On My Way to Meet You. Her stories attracted a lot of attention.
북한에서 뭐 샤넬백도 들고 다니셨어요.
But as discrepancies crept into her accounts, skepticism grew.
We aren't free to sing, say, wear, or think what we want.
But it's almost impossible to fact-check these stories, and the defectors themselves say they are reporting the truth.
어떤 사람이 이 말을 하고 여기선 이 말을 하고.
It's that person's problem if they say one thing here, another thing there. It is hard to say that North Korean people do that or that these programs make them do that. Their memory may change or they may remember something else at another time. But I don't think the programs are to blame.
생각을 하면 안 되실 것 같고.
그런 부분들이
There are such cases, but at the same time, poverty in North Korea is real. And it's also true that North Korea ignores human rights.
잘 사는 집 하우스구 같은 경우는 거기에 국수올이라던가 아니면 밥알 같은 그런 거를 뜯어먹고.
So we need to see these stories. It may not be his or her own story. They may have heard it from someone else and made it theirs. But even when that happens, the story exists.
아닐 수도 있지만 들었던 얘기예요.
We need to be a little bit empathetic about the way collective memory and individual memory interact with each other. A lot of these people left North Korea several years ago, as many as 20 in some cases. Quite a lot of them were very young when they left. So inaccuracies in their stories should not automatically be put down to malice.
바로 반가워요님.
As the genre has expanded, so too have the narratives. On the publicly owned channel EBS, Good Friends brings together North and South Korean teenagers in a more sober setting.
윗동네, 아랫동네 비슷한 건 어떤 게 있고 또 다른 게 어떤 게 있는지.
And on the web, some of the younger defectors have begun self-publishing on a streaming platform, Defector TV, which is a sort of South Korean YouTube.
탈북 스토리를 풀자 어떤 일들이 있었는지 여러분들이 알 수 있잖아요. 그래서 여러분들이 그걸 듣고 나서 우리를 이해를 해줄 수 있잖아요.
These self-broadcasters interact with the viewers directly through the chat boxes that accompany their broadcasts.
뭐 북한 사람들은 전투민족들이 뭐 다 싸움 잘하고 뭐 다 칼 잘 던지고 다 총 잘 쏘고 안 그래요, 여러분들. 일반 사람이에요. 똑같은 사람들.
Allowing for a relatively unfiltered discussion between South Koreans and North Koreans without any of the production framing in between.
And they discover that they are not so different after all. But have these shows actually helped in their stated goal of unifying the two Koreas?
이런 프로들의
While these programs contribute to making South Koreans interested in North Korea, the majority still think that it's a weird state.
시청자 여러분, 불바다를 만들고 있다.
And these programs make people think, how is it possible for us to live with them? No way. And so they end up reinforcing anti-unification ideas.
인식을 강화시키고 있습니다.
북한이 못 먹고 못 사니까
North Korea is always described as a poor state. Its people are starving, their human rights are infringed. People see it as pathetic and they feel a sense of alienation. But over time, the image of North Korea here has improved a lot. People are realizing that they can actually communicate with North Koreans. So the shows are having a positive effect.
깨달은 것 같아서 좋은 측면도 있지.
In a situation where stories about North Korea remain scarce, politicized and controlled, defectors are a rare source of news. That the information they provide gets turned into infotainment says as much about South Koreans, their television market and viewing habits, as it does about their neighbours to the north.